We love homegrown. Do you? That's the question. And you know what Killer Cam does? You know that already. And to support that and show you that, I put together a little something as our tribute to respect people in the UKG scene. This is Maniac right now and his UKG Story.
One Extra loves homegrown.
My name's Maniac. I'm a grime producer from Bow in East London. Tracks that I might be well known for are Bowie Free and Kidulthood to Adulthood. Basically, how I got into music. Got my keyboard when I was 8 as a present. Got really hooked onto the keyboard. Started improving as time went on. And then I made a beat in a studio at 12 years old. And from then, I got more confidence. And then I got a computer when I was 14. And then got some music software on there. Started making beats straight away, basically. And then from then, I just started improving. I started taking it seriously at about 15 years old. And it was when I was 16 that I started to get recognised. And I made a tune called Bowie Free when I was 16 as well. And that was the start of it, really. That's what got me into the grime scene. And that was the start of me making moves. My love for the UKG scene came when I was like really young, around 1999 sort of time, 1998 maybe. Like that's when the actual garage scene was properly in full flow. So that's all the music I was hearing really, like straight garage. I had people around me like God's Gift, he was from the same area as me, making garage music. So I was influenced by that, obviously. From a young age I was into garage. Then after that sort of died out kind of, grime came straight after. And there was no thinking process to do with it at all. I just went straight into grime. That's the first thing I made, and it's the last thing I ever made, really. I think I'm grime in and out because from a young age I've been into it, and it's all that's influenced me, and that's all that's been around me, really. Like, I'm from East London, and that's where grime was at its strongest, and always has been at its strongest, really. So that is really where my love for the whole scene came from. Like, me being a young boy, listening to this type of music, and the influences that were around me, being from East London. I feel my unique selling point as a producer is the fact that I can be versatile and distinctive at the same time, I think, because when people hear one of my beats, they don't automatically know that it's me, but at the same time, if they had to guess someone, they would guess me first, which is what I like. I'd like to be the person that keeps it the most grimy in the scene, called grime, and I like to be the person that whose beats everyone likes, really, so that's what I try to do. When people like my music, obviously, I like it a lot. The place where I can be most creative is probably my house, because I don't make beats in any other location. I make beats in studios sometimes, but I don't ever get to finish it because obviously it's not my studio. So when I'm making beat, I'll be at my house or I might be at a friend's house, but when I'm in my zone, I'll be at my house. I don't really have opportunities to go many other places of a high quality at this moment in time. And my house at the moment is just a little, it's not even a setup, it's just a computer, a keyboard, if that, and me, really. So I'm just there with a computer and a screen, just getting down, really. So I can be creative anywhere. It's all in my head, but I can't work on laptops either because I think it blocks me, kind of. But yeah, give me a desktop PC and my house and I can get creative. The people I've collaborated with are Wiley multiple times, God's Gift, JME, Bashi, Dirty Goods, Rico, Tinty Strider, Flowdan, J2K, Ghetto, Chipmunk. In the future, I'm not sure who I'd like to work with. I don't really have any particular people who I care to really work with. I'm just focusing on me at the moment. But I'm all for working with some more artists that I consider to be good, obviously, and to be going in the right direction. At the moment, I think the UKG scene, or the grime scene, I think the grime scene it's in a mix of states. In a positive way, there's a lot of things coming out. There's a lot of artists putting work in much more than before. There's a lot of artists in the scene. They're all working towards a high level. Maybe a downside is that there's too many people that want to be artists or MCs or whatever. Not a lot of producers or DJs, really. There's too many people that are too hungry to blow, maybe, so they make genres of music that they don't really need to make, and most of the time it doesn't work. So if there was more people trying to maintain a good scene, it might be better than if there was a few people trying to maintain a good scene and the rest of the people trying to blow off the back of those people that are doing well for the scene. Maybe if there was more people that were repping the scene harder to make it more well known, then it will break doors down for all the other people that are trying to break through, and it wouldn't have to make other genres of music to do it. Personally, that's what I think. A couple of things that people might not know about me. I'm currently at university and I'm in my first year studying television production. Most people, when I say that I go to university, they assume that I'm doing music production or something like that, or music composition. But really, I didn't want to do a subject in the same vein of what I do in my spare time or as a sub-career type thing. Like, I didn't want to do the same thing, get me? Because I don't even want to be doing the same thing throughout my whole life. I want to have like at least a choice of a second bar. So that's why I chose television production, really. And another thing people might not know, I used to play football at quite a high level. I was at West Ham Youth Academy when I was 12, but obviously for different reasons I stopped playing for them, so that enabled me to take a backseat anyway and get involved in music properly. I think if I was still there now, I wouldn't even be making music, I don't think. So turn out to be positive. My top 3 selected, well, firstly my top 3 selected producers, probably Wiley, Rapid and Da Vinci. I'm not going to say in particular order because at different days I feel that I rate them like really highly, and then another day I might rate another one of them a bit higher than the other. So it's not really a fixed position for any of them. But firstly, Wiley, I'll get him out of the way. He's been an influence to me, like basically throughout my whole musical career. So like from 2004 onwards, I've always considered him as a main inspiration. All of his tunes that he's made at Grime, like Eskimo, Igloo, Colder Remix, etc. Like he's been one of the guys that have been making music at a high level constantly, which not a lot of people can say. So obviously for those reasons he's there, and that's not even for his lyrical ability as well, because he's top 3 selected lyrically as well. Another one probably be Rapid, because he's just my type of producer, really. Like he makes tunes that you can screw your face up to, and he's got a mix. He's got the slower ones that you can screw your face up to, and he's got the hyper ones that you can screw your face up to. So for those reasons mainly, he's definitely up there. Da Vinci, kind of a different reason to both of those two. He's always had his own sound, and he's always been able to switch it up as well. One day he might make a tune that's like quite light, because that's his style. He's kind of like the lighter side of grime, so to speak. Well, at this present time anyway, he is. But he's got like a lot of hits under his belt, and he knows how to create a good song, so I respect him musically for that. MCs really is probably Wiley, Ghetto, not sure of a third person. There's a lot of people like Strider, Skepta, Bashy, etc. that I rate, but most of the time when I think of a top 3, like it's Wiley and Ghetto that come into my head, mainly because of their consistency and the lack of poor bars that they have. That's my top 3. Right now, on the verge of releasing my first CD, the Tinchy Strider, entitled Tinchy Strider vs Maniac. That's coming out November the 10th. It might be in HMV a week later, I think the 17th maybe, but it'll definitely be in HMV along the line somewhere, and it'll be in iTunes in a month's time. I'm going to have an instrumental CD coming out like probably early. No, actually I'm not going to set a release date yet, but it'll definitely be out there. So everyone who wants grime instrumentals from me and in my style, that's what you're going to get. So just keep your ears close to the streets. The first tune that I heard that I produced on the radio was, I think it was in 2005 or 2006, and it was on Ritz FM, a DJ called DJ Tootsie. I think he played it. It was just any tune, like it was a remix of like a Wiley tune, and it wasn't really that good, but it still meant something because it was my first play. This is my exclusive track. It's myself featuring Tinchy Strider. It's entitled Pray For Me, and it's coming out November the 10th. Yeah, this is Maniac, and this has been my UKG story.
One extra. Feet. I know the whole of them and a repeat. When it's on the road, them and I like please. You went on that breeze. Some of them are eating, some of them are cheese. When they wanna play here and around me, cause they so low man around me. Thought I was easy, food, eat. I breathe, I wipe my eyes and see that none of them are G's. None of them are talking, they're all acting. But when the camera's on them, breathe. And if we slip, we leave. Taking everything, calling greed. Acting feminine, calling she. Look, full stop, period, please. Told them pray for me. Told them help me see. They've got me on the edge, I'm back to face my enemies. Told them pray for me, told them help me see. It's not me, man, I won't let it go. It's not me, man, I won't let it slide. My team for freedom and red, and we'll turn to the darker side. Me, I feel like a box of ice.